Good trading session, and one can at least be hopeful of a Santa Claus rally now coming back to D Street. So much in line with the rest of the globe. Today we too saw a good recovery, 17K back on the ticker. More importantly, intraday we didn't make an attempt to even touch that 17,100 mark. Touch we did, but couldn't quite sustain at that mark, so to speak. So globally as well, things were looking quite okay, be it the handover from the US equity markets overnight, how Asia shut sharp with almost a 1% gain for Japan, 0.5% higher for Shanghai, and good day for the periphery markets as well. Or for that matter, the European markets as well, or US futures, although they were a lot less tempered. But most of them were supportive of our markets. So that said, while we couldn't quite latch on to 17,100, slipped off from the highs of the day, but nonetheless we closed in with an 85-point gain, equating to about a 0.5% up move on the Nifty futures. Today the market breadth as well was quite buoyant. You had a good 148 names standing to the advances within the F&O side, with 42 to the declines, although this gap was much wider in favor of the advances when we started off trade, or for that matter even intraday. That said, it was an intriguing set of winners and losers today, and clearly a bit of a tug of war. While media, metals, real estate to some degree were relative underperformers, as was cement, the rest of the sectors really took the Nifty higher today, and so the broader markets too. So amidst the large caps, there was Power Grid, which scaled up a good 3.5% in trade today. There was IOC, which was holding up 3%, ONGC, ITC, Bajaj Finance, which has bled quite a fair bit in the previous week's session, or for that matter earlier this week as well. Cipla, Hero MotoCorp, TechM, Infosys, they were all holding up in favor of the greens, as were FSL, which saw a spike up of about 9.25% today. Within the F&O segment, Birlasoft, Chola Finance, LT Finance, Biocon, these were some of the top winners in trade. On the flip side, there were losses in for JSW Steel, there was Divi's Labs, Bharti, Ultratech Cement, Maruti, Hindalco, Sun Pharma and ICICI Bank, which were laggards from amidst the large caps. And within the broader end of the market, there was Z, which was a laggard, even though you've got quite a fair bit of price revisions coming in on Z, and has been upgraded to a buy from most brokerages after the Z-Sony merger, now turning out to be a dominant media player for Z after this merger. So Z was a loser today, down about 2.6%. JSW Steel, like I highlighted earlier, Idea, Divi's Labs, Metropolis, these were all laggards in that sense. Couple of other newsmakers as well in trade, and let's quickly take a stock of those as well. Jubilant FoodWorks was in focus, given that they have undertaken a price hike because of the spike one has seen in food inflation to the tune of about 5.6% is the kind of price hike that Jubilant has taken. There was also GE Shipping, which is considering a buyback, and very important for the liquor companies as well. Haryana is looking to reduce the minimum age limit to consume liquor to now 21, and that really puts the entire liquor companies in focus. Also Inox Wind Energy, which is now looking to consider a fundraise as well. These were a couple of stocks which were in focus. So let's see whether the Santa Claus rally actually sustains or not. A lot will of course depend on the US equity market handover, but be sure that the volumes as we progress towards the year-end close are definitely going to thin down because of the year-end holidays.